Okay, thought I'd just make this video. Missed the Friday meeting, so all the updates and everything that's going on. I spent pretty much all day working out enterprise deals with providers and things like that. Working on kind of this batch of infrastructure that is going to be coming out. You can call it Chat Voice 2.0, whatever you want to call it. And so what we'll have for chat is multi-model. So the ones that are in the custom GPTs will be available in chat. We'll also boast the same permanent conversational memory. It'll be significantly faster latency times that haven't been seen yet. And then also the new state of the Flow Builder for both voice and chat. Voice is going to get international numbers and working on a way for those in the US and those not in the US to be able to get voice cloning in the platform as well. So this kind of host of stuff coming out for the infrastructure itself will be very, very strong. Also, a lot of the recommendations of the community as far as implementation and so things like the actual personal assistant that'll sit in the portal. That'll be able to create the assistants for you and your clients very, very easy, as well as, we're able to transfer assistants from, basically as a snapshot with the ID. That same thing will be hosted for knowledge bases as well. And we're going to be switching knowledge base providers to one that's a little bit more robust, with the assistants API, their RAG structure. Sometimes cites its sources, sometimes works, sometimes it's not, and that's even self-proclaimed by OpenAI themselves. So, usually how those things happen is, when something happens like that and it's not up to a standard that I really care for, then we're just going to build it in-house. And so that's what this whole update is going to be, is everything is going to be hosted in-house, mostly to the fact of reliability, that we can control a lot of the processing and the running with things like that, whereas third parties, may fail, and even providers and infrastructures may fail. And then, there's risk mitigations that come along with that. So we're going to just take it in-house and be able to make it a lot more reliable. So I'm going to show you just a little bit of what's going on for the new Flow Builder. So there will be Flow Builder 2.0. This opens up the idea of also campaigning and then follow-up structure as well. And so this is one that, like I said, I spent all day yesterday on enterprise type calls, and then most of the night building this out. So I was up all night, so I missed the Friday call. So I'll just show you. Let me just turn on focus before we get a million text messages. 1 second. Okay. So, I'm sure people may be excited for this, which is going to be our Flow Builder 2.0. This is how the voice models and the chat models will work. As everybody knows, the native Flow Builder that sits in there right now, of like this, right? Very one-dimensional. Works quite well for like 99.9% of use cases, but also I think with the state of AI and being able to provide those flows and those that processing of being able to handle complicated use case and do it reliably as far as checking rather than doing it prompt based. This is what Flow Builder 2.0 is going to look like. So the same structure of kind of how this works, right? And being able to add it in here, except for these will be much more dynamic. So we'll be able to add states here, be able to link them with conditions. So here's your conditionals here, right? And then you can throw your prompt in here. So the same way that, it's worked before, these are dynamic. So, instead of just having them kind of complacent and not being able to move them around like this, you'll be able to move these however you like and link them however you like. For example, if I have something who just wants to book an appointment, then I can have that case for it there. I can kind of do whatever I want here, and this will be saved to the AIs as a dynamic way to inject prompts on both voice and chat. And we will have templates already available for a lot of this stuff. So appointment booking, whatever it is, these will sit here, and this is the new Flow Builder, which is pretty fun. I had a lot of fun time building this, and I think this will make those robust use cases even more so. And on top of that, just with kind of stuff that's going on, Go High Level chat widgets seem to continue to fail on the client side, um, meaning that when you have a chat widget on your website, especially yesterday, what was kind of coming up is the idea is like, so if you're sending a message, either it's in live chat or wherever else, and it doesn't show up in the portal at all. The second place I always go to check is the conversations in high level, and I wasn't even getting my live chat conversations in high level, meaning that that data was just off. The other thing that you could notice on those is that you'll get a little exclamation point when you send a message in a live chat. And without you being too technical, if you go look in, if you inspect the page, right? You inspect the page, and you go look at the console logs, you notice that when you tried to send a live chat message during that time period, that it was actually failing all the way down to send the message. So that's why you get the little exclamation point. That's why it wasn't showing up. That's why replies aren't generated in there. Just as a bit of triage too. With any other channel, if we're getting a conversation but we're not getting a message, that could be Go High Level webhooks, since we're using the listener, the stuff in there, just to triage some stuff like that. On testing out different models and things like that, so let's see. Playing around in here, function calling and everything is everything's good. We haven't had any specific downtime. So if you're seeing, specific downtime on things like, doing a task or something like that, I'd try reconnect OAuth, or if, for example, it's coming in, Facebook Messenger, and it's not going out Facebook Messenger. I just check OAuth one more time. And so on the other thing of booking an appointment, so you can see here, mine has no availability, right? Which would mean my Go High Level calendar is cut off, so it won't book an appointment. All my calendars are cut off right now, or about to go back on a wait list. And so just as a bit of triage with appointment booking as you kind of go through that flow, I put these things up here, which is just transparent server logs of the actual function calls themselves, so you can open this up and kind of see with an objective view of what the AI is saying, right? So if there's no availability here, that means your Go High Level calendar has no availability. That can also be you don't have a calendar connected, and also you'll see sometimes unprocessable entity, which means your calendar is in draft, or there's some sort of syncing on the Go High Level side of the calendar itself. That's all Go High Level client side or server side. So processing time has been really, really clean as far as things coming in, and response time has been good. This is even with a bit of queuing. The other thing I'll say on kind of triage too, because we're getting a lot of new users in. If you click up here, you'll actually see a little code thing, which gives you transparent server logs into everything that's happening inside the system itself. And so when it comes to like response times and maybe a message processing but not going through, you'll see a couple indicators, which is that no active tag or active tag. These are sent via API. So what you'll see on here, there you go. So what you'll see on here is if a message is coming in but an assistant is not replying, that means we can't find your active tag, and you will get a thing that says no active tag. However, if we see an active tag, meaning you have an assistant connected to an active tag, you'll see the assistant's name here for the one specifically that'll be replying. So, because you can do multiple assistants and multiple assistants for different business functions, we put logs in here to say this is the one that is kind of running the show right now. And so if you see this, that means your active tag is good. The second level of triage there is if you're going through and you see, for example, it's coming through, getting data, requires actions, generating response, whatever it is. These last few things here are what's kind of super important. Not the submit request, but these right here. And so when you see completed at the end of a run, but perhaps a message didn't send, that means that the message was generated and that was sent, but perhaps something to the tune of the contact ID, which is the Go High Level contact, the message channel itself, there's some discrepancy in there. So if you're seeing that, send it to me. I'll take a look just to make sure that we're covered on there, and then also just make sure to check the channels and everything like that. But just a couple levels of triage there. Widgets, chat widgets. So my vendetta is always with Go High Level chat widgets. Tons of fun stories there. So our chat widget should launch very, very soon, which will allow you to dynamically put in voice, chat, calendar booking, web calling, articles, FAQs, forms, anything that you would really want with a chat widget. And the same thing with us, with the idea of hands-off client acquisition, hands-off support, which is kind of the whole reason that we're going on a wait list and we're doing everything like this. Is the idea is to have AI do everything. Be an AI-read company and get high off my own supply, right? So the chat widget had a lot of fun stuff. It'll be super customizable. You'll be able to change the icon. You'll be able to change the color. These will have little sounds associated with them, so you'll be able to change all of that fun stuff. Very dynamic, and these will be hosted live. So if you make a change here, it'll be deployed at the moment you make the change. So no need to worry about moving code back and forth. We'll test the reliability of that, and if not, then we may have to do it on a JavaScript type things, which just means like how Go High Level has, just put the JavaScript in there. You will have to change the code. Orbs, fun stuff. It seems the launch on those were reacted pretty well. There were some little things here or there of just the hosted iframe itself and just safeties, right? Of like double talking of someone clicking the button twice, not thinking it's loading. So loading indicators and everything will be put in with the element will be non-clickable while loading, so you won't get that double message type thing. The other thing is hosted in the WebSocket. Perhaps voice is not coming through as clearly. We'll have better hosting for that as well. And then really, I think more updates here. Resellers, you'll be getting a robust push this week for your capabilities on onboarding and your access control and your control in general of managing accounts. So you're going to get a big push there. Affiliate, finishing up on that. And chat and voice interfaces will be cleaned up as well to kind of accommodate this new stuff that you see coming in here. Like the flow builder, like anything else, these will get a nice touch up on UX UI, but also functionality. So custom functions, admin functions, Go High Level gray labeled functions, so we'll just call it CRM functions, and then the ones that that we natively have in chat, like all these right here, plus more, confirming appointments and everything. So your AI will theoretically be able to do anything that you need it to, as long as you just put it in there. So super fun. I'm trying to think of anything else. Just some basic structuring of the portal here is you notice that to clean up and make things load a lot faster due to the compounding volume on the platform, which I'm very, very appreciative for. I'll make a cheesy, sappy video when we get done with this move to Florida. But just to kind of accommodate that volume, a lot of the interface has been optimized for load time. So like you'll see now that messages, rather than loading all at once, they're loaded in pages. And the same things with, if I go to the assistant, this is another thing too. If you haven't noticed on the flow builders, if you go to actions, you'll see sync data from CRM here now. And so if you go there and you click that, you get this portal that has synced CRM data of tags, custom fields, workflows to accommodate for those functions that allow you to roll in workflows, remove and add tags, fill custom values, whatever it is here. These have been optimized with page load as well, just to make sure that everything is loaded quick and that syncing is done very efficiently from a system side, so that reliability is the number one priority here. We want to make sure that your stuff is extremely reliable and then also easy to use for your clients. The chat interface is one that I teased before. I won't show it here because I don't feel like pulling up the admin stuff, but you'll get a pretty robust way to build these assistants. The same thing with voice, a lot easier way to build custom functions, things like that, in the same engine that powers the custom function creation here of, we go to integrations and Perhaps we want to create a custom function. The same engine that powers this, where we come in here and we say, I need so-and-so, I need their address, property address, credit score, and move-in date. The same engine that powers this, which allows you to build custom functions hands-off. We do the coding for you. We have a trained model that'll do all the fun stuff for the custom function itself. The same model that kind of powers that is also going to power the prompt generator, the assistant generator, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Excuse me there. There you go. But the same model that does this will be able to kind of accommodate for prompting as well. So you see the beta version here for Optimize Your AI. In my opinion, not well trained, but nonetheless, fun to use if you do need to optimize something very, very quickly based on the task-based prompting style that is alluded to in the help docs and the YouTube videos. This will be much more optimized, and especially for load time on some of these models, the infrastructure of chat is going to change. Rather than an assistant or agent type infrastructure, it's going to be an in-house one that we've built. And so the RAG, or the knowledge base, is going to be a lot more robust, and the information that it's able to pull, it's also going to be able to pull information more reliably, and you won't get the cited sources in that pulled information. And then in that, allows for more custom functions. And then also for those who are more developer friendly, those who are in the process of developing sister platforms, direct integrations with our stuff, our developer portal, our developer resources will be a lot more robust to accommodate for that. With this same flow here, this allows for things like follow-up. This allows for things like campaigning. So we will have AI campaigning and AI to build the campaigns for you that will be trained on the data structure that fuels this new flow builder. I think it's super fun. So I hope that everyone else thinks the same thing. I had a ton of fun building this. It was requested, and I think it'll be super useful in the voice models and in the chat model specifically. So kept it under 20 minutes. I hope that accommodates for the Friday call, just on things that are actively being worked on right now. For those who need a little bit of triage and support, the tidbits in there, also the help center here, and then you can also go to Assistable AI/help center, where you have all of the articles, policies, and then support stuff. And then the support, like I said, with our contact, our calendar and any contact form right now are bricked on purpose, so you aren't able to book with us, you aren't able to send in stuff at this very, very moment, just due to the sheer volume of trying to keep up with it and trying to keep interactions quality right now. But that'll be back up very, very soon. So I hope this was a good supplement for what's to come and everything else, what's being worked on, what you can kind of look forward to, and what you can tell your clients. So hope that's helpful. Happy Friday.